What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to USD. We'll also be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as checking out a very important article in regards to the Litecoin Foundation and Charlie Lee. We will also be looking at this very important day because I do think this is going to be a very big benefactor to where we see the rest of the market go in the next couple of days. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to consider subscribing, turning on post notifications, leaving a giant thumbs up. We're doing a giveaway at 12,000 subscribers. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. So as you guys can see, I am on the current website CoinDesk. As you can see, Charlie Lee vows to keep funding Litecoin Foundation amid pay cuts. And I think this is kind of important because as we know, when markets go kind of bearish, a lot of the companies that support their crypto lose a lot of funding. A lot of their funding comes from the coins being traded, from the coins they hold on to, and when they sell off, they can get a lot more money for it. But when the markets are down and falling quite a bit, some companies end up going under, and then they don't have enough funding to continue their project, and then they end up falling off the grid or bottoming out into the lower hundreds of cryptos, or it just becomes a dead coin. So how does that affect Litecoin? Well, Litecoin, as we know, is trading at number 5, which we can see right here. And we do have some things to acknowledge with this coin. So as we know, Charlie Lee remains committed to funding the Litecoin Foundation, despite the rumors that the financials are in red. So Lee told CoinDesk that the crypto bear market does hurt the foundation's numbers, much more like other projects. But since 2017, Lee's donations have accounted for 80% of the foundation's funding. So Charlie Lee is the one behind all the progress that we see within the cryptocurrency space for Litecoin. The goal, of course, is to get Litecoin Foundation to obviously be self-sustaining from donations, partnerships, merchandise sales, Lee said. Until we get to that point, I have and will continue to support the Litecoin Foundation financially as necessary. So pretty much it's a waiting game right now. They need the prices of the cryptos to obviously go up this way. Obviously, Charlie Lee doesn't have to put in as much money into its foundation, and that makes total sense. There are a bunch of partnerships that they do have. As you see, Lee said the foundation is running ahead with partnerships as well. The NFL's Miami Dolphins. Still, the mission remains developing products for the Litecoin community, obviously. One such includes the development of Mimblewimble privacy tech on top of Litecoin, which obviously makes it much harder to track and trace Litecoin similar to Monero. Speaking with CoinDesk, Mimblewimble-based blockchain beam Alexander Zeidelson said both teams maintain an open dialogue. From the get-go, we offered help in building a solution mostly related to architecture and design. And Litecoin also announced earlier this month that it was working on with Grin developer David Burkett for further Mimblewimble development. So there's tons of different progression going on within cryptocurrency, specifically Litecoin, that we don't actually get to see. And something that Charlie Lee said is when you're in a bear market, this is time for the creators and the foundation and developers to actually, sit down and develop the cryptocurrencies before they have the major runs, because during the major runs nobody's really paying attention. It's much harder to work on a crypto with all the volume going through it. But when the markets start to die down and consolidate and slow down, that's when these developers can actually sit down and work and build up the coins. So I do think that's very smart, and it's nice to see that Charlie Lee is helping his foundation. He really does believe in Litecoin, and he does believe that it is going to really go places. So I do just want to jump into the cryptocurrencies right now. Let's first start off with the coin market cap. You'll notice that Bitcoin dominance is 69%, once again, similar to where it was before. 24-hour volume is 45 billion. Market cap is 264 billion. Top 10 cryptos all seem to be in red, except for obviously Tether and Bitcoin. Tether, surprisingly, just changed its ticker symbol, you can see right here, as well as the fact that it's in the number 6 position, which is quite wild if you ask me. Trading at $1, of course. Bitcoin is the only other crypto that's up, doing quite well, and you can see majority of the market is down, and it's really not down by much. It's in some sort of consolidation phase. You can see right here, for the most part, all the coins are kind of just trading out, really no volume at all. And that does lead me to jump into the cryptocurrencies, specifically Ethereum. We'll go into Bitcoin, then Litecoin in that order, I think is the best. So why do I want to do that? Because as I've told you guys, and for those of you who are new, that Ethereum seems to be showing the market much better than the other coins in terms of graphing. And by the title, I did say that we are coming very close to seeing a major leap. What do I mean by that? So you can see this does act as a very strong support here, this purple line right here. We had been trading off this for quite some time now, and now we've come back down into it. Now you can see exactly what's happening. We are building a major symmetrical triangle, and obviously this resistance, this downtrend, is holding on quite well with numerous points of contact indicating many downtrends. It's indicating that many times have we tried to break through, and the downwards pressure did lower us down to lower levels. Now you'll also notice vice versa. We do have an uptrend right here that we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days, more than 2 weeks of trying to continue to stay above it, and we have. We've even wicked down below it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and with that we've been able to stay above, which is huge. And you can see this all comes down to this little area right here, which is the biggest thing that I'm pushing today right now. This is the area that we need to keep a very close eye on, because as you can see, we did actually fall below here down to 184 and retraced all the way back up to 186. Now currently in between here, there's tons of upwards pressure and tons of downwards pressure on the market, literally all coming down into one point right here. And ultimately, we're going to see whether or not we break bullish or break bearish with a pretty decent amount of volume. You'll notice we were setting higher lows each time. The low was higher up than the past, starting off down at 186 all the way up to 187. And we started off with lower highs too, 233 all the way down to 186. So we're all consolidating up into this one point, which will ultimately either break bullish or bearish. Obviously, I'd like to assume we're going to break bullish. We have more signals indicating that run to something like this is on the table. We were very low on the RSI, 39, where volumes died off, and you can see that we are below the high-low MMA. So there's tons of opportunities to indicate a bullish break to the upside and a swing to the upside. Bitcoin, very similar. It did trade out of its ascending wedge that we were tracking right now. We do have a major ascending wedge right here, and you can see we just slowly started to come out of this uptrend line. And then I found a downtrend too that we were using, similar to Ethereum but not as exact. And you'll see the thing different between Ethereum and Bitcoin is Ethereum is still in that symmetrical triangle phase, while Bitcoin literally has just sideways consolidated. No movement, no volume, no consolidate, or tons of consolidation, sideways trading at around 45 dead center, and you can see the prices have barely fluctuated at all. You can see currently we're literally fighting downwards and upwards pressure, and we've literally caused some sort of wick on both ends right here with no volume and no trading. So this is huge, guys. This is pretty much indicating whether or not we're going to get enough support out of Bitcoin to break back into this uptrend. Will we see enough volume for us to come back up to here, an easy run to $1,300, 12 and a half? It's definitely likely, and it's definitely possible. Now, to jump into Litecoin, you'll notice Litecoin, the exact same thing. Ethereum is the best indicator. Bitcoin's slightly behind, but Litecoin does seem to show the most impacted if we do decide to shoot up to higher levels. Reason being is we traded out of the downtrend, and we've had a support hugging at $71, where we've had almost 2 weeks now of just sideways movement, no volume, no difference in price. RSI extremely low, extremely undervalued at 35, and the prices have literally been so nitpicked and so tiny that there's no movement and no volume. You can see we've literally just been trading out sideways, and like I say, we haven't even seen much sideways trading in a long time within cryptocurrency. So I'm really anticipating now for Litecoin to get that injection of volume it needs to shoot up to either higher or lower levels. So that's pretty much it. I know it's so hard to call a bullish or bearish jump. I swing more towards a bullish jump, but nobody can really tell, but I can pretty much indicate when it's going to happen. And that's the big giveaway on the channel, is we don't know, or some people don't know when it's going to break. And I know a lot of people want to know where it's going to. Will we break bullish and shoot up to price levels as high as 91 to 97, or will we break bearish? It's very difficult to tell bullish or bearish breaks, but we can tell when they're going to happen, which is the biggest giveaway. The great thing too is, I lean more towards a bullish break because we're below the high-low MMA. We've been so undervalued, and we just came off of a massive, bear run. So I would swing more towards a bullish break, but we really do have to, keep our eyes open and wait, because I do think it's going to happen any moment now. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum more specifically are going to break any moment now. Lastly, XRP, very similar, still within its downtrend. You can see right here it has a descending wedge, and we did just trade out sideways similar to the past before breaking down. So honestly, if volume comes into cryptocurrency, obviously we're going to see a movement up like this, back up to 35 to 33 cents. But for the most part, due to the fact that it's still within its downtrends, it kind of gives me a slight concern that we're going to pull back down to 24 cents before seeing any sort of major rally to the upside. Otherwise, guys, that's going to sum up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.